Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, trader Steve here at logicfxtrading. Guys, I've been putting a few charts and a few little videos and things out recently on this whole Brexit issue. You should all understand a little bit about it at least. Today's the day that the Prime Minister is going to put her deal to the UK Parliament again. Last time she put it to them, it was absolutely bombed out of the water. She'd gone back to the EU looking for legal confirmation on the backstop, because as it is at the moment, if the UK accepted the deal that they have on the table, they could be caught. If they can't work out some sort of structure for the Irish border, they could end up stuck in a customs union. If you're in a customs union when you've already elected to get out of the thing, then it's going to destroy the whole reason for Brexit in the first place. Okay, the reason for Brexit was is that the majority, by a small amount of British people, decided that they wanted to have control of their own borders, their own taxation, their own trade deals, etc., and their own immigration particularly. And if they're in the customs union, they don't have control of any of those things. So they needed to get out of the customs union, or else they needed to stay in the EU. One of the two, not a halfway house. So the reason that the backstop became important was because of Ireland. It's the only land border with the UK and Europe. But Ireland's a specific border because the peace deal that was done after 40 years of violence, and I'll just say it that I'll not take sides on it, although I do have a side, but I'll not talk about it. The after 40 years of terrorist violence, they got a peace deal that said that both Ireland and the United Kingdom recognised that Northern Ireland had two nationalities in it, and therefore there was no border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, and no border between Northern Ireland and the United Kingdom, and therefore both sides of the community were happy. Okay, supposedly. The problem is now if if the UK leaves Europe and the EU, and they don't have this customs union, then from a customs point of view there needs to be some sort of border on the island of Ireland. So it's one of those conundrums, guys. How do you fix it? Well, the plan was that they would get the deal through, and then they would work on how you fix that problem over the next couple of years. But then the EU said, hey, but we want a backstop situation that says that if you can't fix that, then you can't leave the EU, or you can't leave the customs union. Now, obviously, then that, as we just said, then what's the point in leaving the EU? That's what the issue is, guys, this backstop thing. So Theresa May went back to Strasbourg last night and came out of the meeting and said, hey, listen, we've got some legal wording that says that the UK can leave the backstop unilaterally if they can't, after a period of time, can't sort out the Irish border problem. The UK can say, well, okay, we can't sort it out, we're leaving the customs union. The problem is, guys, that the market thought, oh, fantastic, there's not going to be a hard Brexit, here goes the pound. But, as I was saying to my traders yesterday and today again, before this had happened, I said, guys, be very careful, because I've been reading things this morning that said that that's not legally binding, and the Brexiteers, the DUP, who are the small party from Northern Ireland, who actually make the UK Parliament a majority parliament, without them, they're not in the majority, therefore there's no government. They're not going to have the wool pulled over their eyes by the wording of this. I don't know why this is suddenly coming down, but I guarantee you it's suddenly coming down because someone has come out either from the Tory Brexiteers or the DUP and said, we're not buying this. In other words, her vote is not going to go through today. So that's the reason it's coming back down again. Guys, listen, trying to make money in this in the short term is going to be a huge gamble. And that's exactly what I said to everyone this morning. I'm going to get a packet of popcorn and watch this on the BBC today. That's a joke, obviously. But what I mean is I'm not going to be trying to trade the pound, because this, as dropping, could very well tomorrow turn and go back up again. And if you want to jump in and out of that, you're just gambling, you're not trading. So I suggest that you don't do either. You just watch it, wait for it to settle out, guys. And then once you get a direction sorted, then try and trade it in that direction or in the other direction, depending on which one it's going to go in. So that's my advice to you. I'm not going to try and show you a setup or say to you, hey guys, try and trade this. You'll find that same move on every single pair. I haven't even looked at them, but I guarantee you, there it is against the Aussie, there it is against the Swiss, there it is against the Euro, there it is against the Yen, CAD, New Zealand, South African Rand, even the Rand it's coming down against, guys. So there you go. Great news if you if your account has pounds in it, because I lost a lot of pounds yesterday just because the pound was going up. Because obviously the account's in dollars, but if you look at it back in your own currency, it can change. I lost quite a near 2% of my account yesterday because of the pound getting weaker. Not in dollar terms, but just in exchange rate terms. Okay, guys, that'll do. I'm just finding that out to try and give you a little bit of insight. And I'm saying, guys, just be careful of trying to trade this today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. There's 3 votes. If the vote today gets beat, which looks like it probably is, that's why this has started coming down, then there'll be a vote tomorrow to say that no deal's off the table. Now, that might go through, but I'll tell you something now, guys. I wouldn't like to go into negotiation. Could you imagine playing cards and telling the other side or whoever you're playing against, by the way, guys, I'm never going to go all in? What chance do you have of bluffing anybody? None. So taking that off the table is just tying your own hands, and that's what the UK Parliament may do tomorrow. If they get that through, you'll see the pound going in the other direction, because the biggest worry is a no-deal Brexit. If that vote tomorrow, which is probably the more important vote than the one today, if that vote tomorrow goes through and says we're not leaving Europe without a deal, you'll see the pound taking off. So tomorrow's probably the day that, you know, you might be better trying to trade it, guys. Yet again, you've got to look for a setup. Okay, I know it's a little bit rambling, but the old Brexit thing's been a little bit rambling for the last couple of years, guys. I hope that helps. Bye for now. If I see anything else on it, I'll either do a little video or I will put a chart out, guys. I'm not trading it, just to let you know once more. Okay, bye for now. Speak to you again.